Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Vlogmas day 4. So December 4th of 2021. This video may be a little longer. And like I told you yesterday, um, my plan is to do scripture for Vlogmas. So, about maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I discovered something. Well, not discovered, I'm sure you already knew it, but I always tell, I'm gonna read the Bible. I'm going to read the Bible cover to cover, and I always start off with Genesis because that is the first book of the Bible. And I've read that book probably about a good 5 or 6 times. But this particular time that I read it 2 years ago, the information was starting to connect for me, and I was starting to like put things together. It's a difference in like reading something and actually like reading it and understanding or comprehending, reading for comprehension or whatever. So I just thought it was befitting, like with just everything that's going on in the world, like all of the violence. I don't really have to rehash. If you turn on the news, if I get, I'm gonna figure out how to turn it off, but I get like Yahoo alerts on the news, and it's like, come on. But I'm going back to Genesis, and I connected that I always thought, you always heard, okay, there were two of each animal on the ark, and I didn't know what the significance of the rainbow was. But actually, what if I told you there were two pairs of each animal? So it wasn't just one male giraffe, one. Well, I don't know. Let's read the Bible. Okay, so I'm going to start off in the King James Version. It's going to be Genesis chapter 6. And this is when it starts to talk about Noah. And it goes on to say, I'm on verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. And they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men. The sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. The Lord was grieving the fact that he made man on the earth. Wow. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. So this is when it started to talk about Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. It said the earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. That's Genesis 6:11. Okay. So if I go to 13, and God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with earth. Okay. So he tells him to build the ark. I'm going to go down to verse 18. So chapter 6, verse 18. Well, let's go 17. 6:17. And behold, I do bring a flood waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. 6:18. But with thee I will establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. So thee here is referring to Noah. So God told Noah that he will establish a covenant with him and his family. And it says in 6:19, and of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, and of creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shall come into thee to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. For thee would be Noah, and for them would be like the animals. So thus did Noah according to all that God commanded him, so did he. So he was obedient. In chapter 7 it said, and the Lord said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee I have seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female. So it says in Genesis 7:2, of every clean beast thou shalt take thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2. Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and female, to keep seed alive upon the face of the earth for yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, right? Okay, so then go to read all of that, but I'm going to go to chapter 8. I'm going to go to chapter 8:13. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month and the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the second month, on the 27th and 20th day of the month, the earth was dried. And God spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth and of the ark, and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons and his wife, and his sons' wives with them, every beast, every creeping thing, every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, that their kinds went forth and out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord. Okay, so I'm at 8:20. Genesis 8:20. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. So, Genesis 20, it said that Noah made an ark for God. Not an ark. Noah made an altar for God, and took every clean beast and every clean fowl. Now, if we remember in Genesis 7:2, it says, Of every clean beast thou shalt take thee by sevens, the male and the female, and of fowls by sevens. But then it says, and the beasts that are not clean by, two. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but from chapter 7 and chapter 8, Noah made an altar, and he burnt all of the clean animals as an offering to God, but it left the unclean. Is that what was reproduced? Because I always thought, and I guess never read it for myself, was that okay, it was pairs, and they came out. But I'm seeing now that there were clean and unclean animals. All the clean beasts and the fowl were burnt as an offering to God. So I guess that the unclean animals were, used for recreation. Okay, y'all let me know what y'all think. So then if you go over to, let's say, chapter 9, Genesis chapter 9 verse 12, and God said, nope, go to chapter 11. No. Go to chapter 9 verse 10. Y'all, don't get me. Go to chapter 9 verse 8. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And now behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you. So he already told him that he was going to establish a covenant with him, right? So that was in chapter, hold on. This is off the fly and we figuring this out together. I told you I read this 2 years ago. So in chapter 6, verse 18, he told Noah he was going to establish a covenant with him. Genesis chapter 6, verse 18. Then we get to chapter 9, verse 9. And behold, I establish my covenant with you and the seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. So he established a covenant with the beast and everything too. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by waters of a flood, neither shall there be any more, neither neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I do, here we go, 9:13. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it should be a token of a covenant between me and the earth. So that's the rainbow. That's where the rainbow comes from. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all the flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, this is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And Noah and the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. So what do y'all think? What do you guys think? Was I the only person that thought that there was just like, okay, one giraffe, one boy giraffe, one girl giraffe, one boy lion and a girl lion, like lioness, I guess? Or did you know that there were seven sevens of the clean animals, and then there were unclean animals? Tell me if you knew all this. Did you know about how the rainbow came about? So y'all, it's gonna be lengthy. We almost at 20 minutes, but I'll let you digest. Make sure you read all of the chapters from beginning to the ends, because I did kind of skip around, but just, so you can get your own, you know, let me know what you think. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.